Everybody say that all right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. All right, Julia, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So we just want to welcome everyone to our annual PWB kickoff meeting. This is the first of our 2021 Strength in Numbers series, Building a Strength-Based Culture in the Workplace with Kara Nance. Before we introduce Kara officially, I just want to welcome everybody. It's really nice to see y'all. There are definitely not a lot of new faces for me, and I hope to get to know you guys better over the next months. My name is Julia Reiner, and I am with Martin Communications, and I'm honored to be your 2021 PWB chair. So I want to introduce your 2021 PWB board. If you ladies will please wave. We have Nora Spencer with Hope Renovations. And we've got, I'm gonna go down the list here, Nicole Tyra with Durham Habitat, Claire Daniel with Sherwin-Williams, Megan Ashley with Talbot Building Supply, and then of course our amazing past chair, Sarah Davis with New Homes and Ideas. We're excited to bring you the Strength in Numbers concept. That was just something that as a team, we talked about what was important, our message for this year, and just strength in numbers, it applies to so many different things, right? Not just strength in terms of actual members, but we are growing and we want to continue that growth over the triangle. Strength in numbers for, all of the money that we want to raise for these great causes that we support throughout the year. Strength in numbers over education and just learning more, filling our minds with great topics and new ideas. So if there is a specific topic or an interest or support that we can provide to you as a council, please reach out and let us know. That is what we're here for. We have a lot of great programs that are shaping up in the first quarter. We want you to mark your calendar for our annual Share the Love, Show the Love joint council meeting that we have with the High Performance Building Council. That is going to take place on February 4th at 3:30, and we'll have details coming soon. You guys know that Selena is incredible on keeping on top of all of this, so she'll make sure that she gets you those details and calendar invitations. For the spring, we are coordinating 2 different volunteer opportunities with our Habitat for Humanity partners. Make sure, again, look for those details in the weeks to come. And as a reminder, please be sure to like and follow your council on Facebook and Instagram if you're not already. We want to get that buzz and engagement going so that we can get more people following us and excited about all these really cool things that we want to do. COVID notwithstanding, right? We are not letting COVID stand in the way of us achieving what we want to as a council this year. So without further ado, we want to welcome Karen Nance. She is the founder of Tudum. Is that right? Is it Tudum or Tudum?
No, you nailed it. Tudum. Yep.
Tudum, great. Tudum Leadership Coaching. With over 25 years of coaching and leadership experience, Kara is a passionate advocate for leadership focused on shared goals and coalition building using the Clifton Strengths Assessment as the driving force and tool for both personal and professional development. Earning a Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology and a Master's in Education with a concentration in social justice education, Kara served almost 20 years in the public education sector with the last half in student services, both at the school level and central office. Kara saw firsthand the need for more post-secondary options for skilled trades training, leadership development woven throughout curriculum, and personal accountability, especially regarding financial literacy. Can I just say, wow, it's a lot. Like, we're super excited to have you here with us. She believes in using the Clifton Strengths Assessment when used with intention towards creating a culture of strengths rather than a one-time experience. Everyone has talents they bring to their communities and organizations, no matter their title or lack thereof. So, Kara, thank you for being with us today. I will hand it over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, friends. True honor to be with you all today. And let's just dive right into it. So I'm going to pour as much value as I can in the time that we have together. And I know that for many of us, it's just the beginning of our journey. So on that note, I'm going to throw a link to a form in the chat for you. And so if you've got any questions that you want, follow up on, I am honored to follow up with you directly after you fill out that form. So I've got your contact info. We can just continue that conversation moving forward. So yeah, Selena, did you have anything before we jump in?
I'm good. Let's go. Let's rock.
Sweet. I love it. I love it. All right, friends. So let me cue this up, make sure we are good to go. Awesome. Okay. And there are no videos, so don't worry about the about that detail there. For my Zoom presentation fellow friends there. So let's get this cruising. All right. See the screen okay and everything? Okay, awesome. Cool. All right. So let's just dive right on in and name who is in the room. Okay, so preferred name and pronoun. We're going for who you represent, your group or organization. A must for everyone here today. So a book, podcast, news article, etc. Your Clifton Strengths experience, because I know some of us in here have already taken the assessment. Maybe you've heard about it and just haven't been able to get to it yet. But yeah, so want to know what's going on with that. And the goal, really, the upshot, long story short, the intention is that at the end of our session, I want you to know that by equipping yourself with the content that we're going to cover, you'll have an even stronger foundation to live in your gifts and purpose. And that's really my ultimate goal with anything that I do and what I dive into. So who wants to be brave and start? You know what? I will model. Education 101, I will model. My name is Kara. Many know me as Cece because nobody ever got Kara right in the 80s, so I made up Cece in 3rd grade. I'm a military brat that moved around a lot, so I had to explain myself a lot, and I was a very disgruntled little 3rd grader. Pronoun is she, hers. Group organization, Tutin Leadership Coaching, honored to have created it to serve as many friends as I can. A must for everyone here today. Nora actually has been a part of a mastermind that I offer, a 6 and 6. So she knows very well that I love offering up so many different resources. So a must, it's hard to choose. However, I would have to go with You Are a Badass, Jen Sincero. So, and then experience started, it's a very long story. I'll make it very short. My first introduction to StrengthsFinder is what it was called at the time. Now Clifton Strengths, in honor of the creator of the tool, Don Clifton. First one was January, 12 years ago this month, January 2009 in grad school at UMass Amherst. And it didn't have the impact on me. It was one of those, like we did like a personality test is what it felt like for me. And we didn't really use it in development. And fast forward to working at central office with Wake County Public Schools, and our team actually had a full day retreat using our results as a team and individually and all that. And that is the moment, like my life is before that day and after that day when it comes to StrengthsFinder. Like it, huge impact in how I operate as an individual, deeper self-awareness, and what I know, the value that I bring to the teams that I'm a part of. So I'm a believer, and I'm excited to share the passion with y'all. So, all right. Who feels brave and wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, awesome.
So my name is Julia. My friends outside of work, whoever, call me Jules, just kind of a nickname. And let's see, group or organization, I'm with Martin Communications. I am the director of client communications. I'm not really sure what that means or what I do, but I work hard at it. So a must for everyone here today. I'm a huge fan of Brene Brown. Daring Greatly is probably one of my favorites. But if you could see the wall behind me, it goes, I read a lot. It kind of wraps around. This is what we call the library. So that's hard. There's so many great ones. And then I actually have no experience with Clifton Strengths. So I'm very excited to learn more about this. I'm a newbie.
happy to go next, if that's okay. I'm Kim Stewart, and I use she, her for pronouns, and I work at the Appliance Center in Durham. And I just recently discovered a must. It was at that museum hotel in downtown Durham. They have a great art display called Future is Female. I loved it. I thought it was a great chance to get out and see something new. It's provocative, it's stimulating. It was worth it. And I don't have any experience with the Clifton Strengths survey either.
I'll go. I'm Nora Spencer, and I am with Hope Renovations. Pronouns are she, hers. I think a must for everyone, the New York Times puts out a daily, it's called The Morning, and it's a daily news briefing that comes by email. And I think it's great to kind of get you up to date. I'm really bad about like not keeping up with the news. So like every morning when my alarm goes off, I pull that up and read it, and I feel like I'm pretty up to date with stuff. So highly recommend that. And I did, it was called Strengths Finder when I did it a number of years ago. And it was really, it was right as I was starting Hope Renovations, and it was really helpful to me as I started building my team. And what I love about it, and I'm sure that Carol will talk about, is that it is really about strengths. I feel like a lot of the other personality assessments are more about like what you don't bring to the table that others do, and this is the opposite of that.
I'll go. I'm Megan, and it is actually pronounced Megan, not Megan, but not many people pronounce it correctly, but that's okay. I'm with Talbot Building Supply, and I do a lot here, but my title is Marketing Specialist. I work a lot with customers and potential customers and all sorts of fun things. I have been trying to immerse myself in the industry, so I have actually been listening to Behind Your Back by Bradley Hartman on podcast. I'm kind of like a super fan of Bradley Hartman, and he sent me some books and he's autographed them, and it made me so happy. But he's in the industry in the lumberyard sense. So, and then my experience with Clifton Strengths, I think I did it in college, I'm pretty sure. And then my first big girl job, the company actually paid for us to do it and bought us the book. It's been a long time. And then I picked it back up when I was looking for a change and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life about 3 years ago. But I honestly haven't peeked at it since, and I should probably always take a peek at it. But so I've had some experience with it.
I'll go. Oh, sorry. Chris, you want to go first? I've got dogs barking.
Sure. Chris Holt with Corporate Investors Mortgage Group. Actually, we're now CIMG Residential Mortgage. I'm a mortgage consultant there. Pronouns he, him, his. I have zero experience with Clifton Strengths, so I'm excited to see what this is about. And a must for me right now is the Insight Timer app, which is a meditation app. They're doing a 30-day morning meditation challenge. So there's 30 different meditation instructors that each come on and describe how they start their day and then take you through a quick meditation. So it's a really great way to get a variety of experience under your belt with meditation. And I'm finding it's a wonderful way to get in the right frame of mind to jump into the fray with our crazy business these days.
Chris, what was that called again?
It's called the Insight Timer app.
Okay, I'm gonna add all this stuff to the chat, y'all, because I'll lose track.
Helpful. I'll go next. Hopefully it will not be too noisy with the dogs. Okay, I'm Jenny Hoffman, and I go by she. My organization is J. Hoffman Studio Design Build. I'm the owner and general contractor and designer. And I would say I concur with anything Brene Brown. She's super helpful for me on a personal level, and also in the leadership arena as well, big time. And my experience with Clifton Strengths is via Kara. Kara and I have known each other a little over 4 years now, and she introduced me to it initially. And it's pretty awesome. It helped validate things in my personality that, that maybe I, without getting into too much detail, it was very validating and interesting. And since then, she's come in to work with our team and help us talk more about how each of our strengths can complement what we're trying to do as a team and reallocate talents accordingly. So it's been awesome.
I'll jump in. I'm Kara with a K. And just like Kara with the C, I think when I was about in 3rd grade, I wanted to put an accent somewhere in my name to make it even cooler because no one could say it. But I wasn't smart enough to figure out where the accent went, and it doesn't work out. So anyway, my pronouns are she, her, and I am with Terra Nova. I'm a realtor and also curate construction. Build a couple of houses every year too. So, and let's see, my musts are a daily walk in the woods. I'm a trail hiker, and I think that keeps my head clear as much as possible most days. And my experience with Clifton Strengths, I took the Strengths Finder test about 10 years ago, probably, when there was a time in my life that I was really, how many books and how many self-help things could I absorb? And that was one of them. And then I had to shut that door because I was overwhelmed. And so I shut that door and said, you know what? I'm okay just being me. And so that's when I started going for my walk in the woods. And so I haven't come back around too much yet to that. But I have done the test and I don't recall the results, honestly. So time to get back into it. So.
I'll jump in. I'm Michelle Upchurch, 1L in Michelle. That was hard growing up since every notepad or keychain or all the fun stuff you could buy with names on it always had 2 L's. She and her would be my pronouns. I work for Saucy Burbank. We're a small builder, so we wear a lot of different hats, but I do run the design studio, do selections with pre-sale buyers and specs, stage models, that kind of work. My must, I'm along with you, Kara, with the K. I have to walk, run, do Orange Theory, do some kind of movement, yoga, something most days to kind of get back into me after a day at work. And I have no experience with Clifton Strengths, so I'm eager to be here today and learn what Kara with a C has to teach us.
I can go. I'm Danielle Quinn, she, her. I'm with Graw Building Company. I'm a builder. My role is project management and site supervision. We also have a branch that's real estate. I'm also a realtor. I have no idea how you guys all have time to do reading and things like that. I find myself overwhelmed with fitting in that kind of stuff. I do need exercise, so I can relate to Kara and Michelle. And I struggle with when to fit that in because I'm not a morning person, and the only time to do it is even earlier than we start building houses. So, but I do need exercise, and that's my thing. And I don't know anything about Clifton Strengths, so I'm eager to learn more.
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay.
My name is Nicole Tyra. I'm with Durham Habitat for Humanity. She, her. I'm the director of construction over here, for those of you who don't know me. I don't really have a great must for everyone because I've read enough that I can't seem to remember anything. I can't retain it if you're reading too much. So I would say that I agree with the going for walks and workouts. I tend to do that at 6 o'clock in the morning because I understand that you got to fit that in. And in the afternoon, that's wine time. That's very important. Actually, that might be my must. I'm going to replace the must I was thinking of with wine. What am I thinking? A daily glass of wine. And my experience, I don't have any experience with this. So it'll be new for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'll go next.
Janet, cierra puerta, ¿ok? Necesito que traigas afuera memoria.
Sorry, I wasn't sure who was.
Here, Dottie, I'll go ahead if you're. I'm Claire Ayanada with Sherwin-Williams. My pronouns are she, her. Must for everyone. Mine's like less classy than y'all's. I'm going Hamilton soundtrack. It's timely, it's catchy, it's distracting from the world. And I have no experience with Clifton Strengths.
I'll go. My name is Courtney Kane. I work, I'm a part owner of Wilkinson Supply Company. My grandfather started it about 60 years ago, and me and my 2 siblings bought it from my dad about 3 years ago. And my pronouns are her, and my must would be that glass of wine. I hear that. And then I do a daily news report. I think it's called Skim. And so that's good to kind of fill me in the morning. But they did this, I think it's a 21-day challenge for the month of January. And they're sending little things every single day, like clean up your contacts and clean up your refrigerator and stuff like that. So that's kind of been a little nugget every single day for me to make an effort to clear up all the clutter in my life, which there's a lot. And so I don't have any experience with Clifton Strengths, and I am excited to learn.
I'll go next. Dottie, can y'all see me? My name is Mary Dorothy, but I go by Dottie, and I'm a she, her. My group organization is Wilkinson Supply. I am the lighting specialist, and we have 4 showrooms. We are woman owned. 2 of our owners, you've met Courtney, and we have Audrey and then Drew. So we're over, 2/3 owned by women. So we're very proud of that. So we have 4 showrooms: Carver, Durham, Wilson now, and Raleigh is our main headquarters. So, and I like to particularly like to work with LEDs and the integration of LEDs and the color renderings and stuff like that for the houses. That my new must is I like to journal. And so I've come up with these little inexpensive journals, and it's called the Breathe Journal. And then there's a gratitude journal. And instead of mixing my journaling with work and personal stuff, I've separated it into 2 groups. And it's really been fun for me to be able to talk about my personal stuff with family and that kind of stuff, and then my work stuff differently, so that I'm trying to keep those separated so that they don't blend into each other with what's going on in my day. And then my experience with Clifton Strengths is I was a psychology major at UNCW, and we did Clifton Strengths. We tested people and we did different labs on it, and I haven't messed with it since. So that's my experience. Thanks.
Hey, ladies, I'll go. I am Todd Lincoln. I own RT Lincoln and Associates, a small building company. We do mostly construction management for homeowners. My pronouns are he and him. I'm sorry if I seem distracted, but I'm driving. Musts for me, I guess, are pets. They are little creatures that will hug you when you need it and keep all of your secrets and listen to you intently. I'm a fan of classic literature, so I recommend, if you'd like to learn about the satirical side of life, Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travel, and I like the modern author Miguel Ruiz. He has written some nice pieces that I've read that helped me through some pretty trying times in my life. As far as the Clifton Strengths, I've taken so many of these assessments, I don't remember whether I'm familiar with that or not, but I'm anxious to learn about it, and I'm glad I could be here today.
We have a couple other friends, right, to go?
I'll go. My son just took my dogs for a walk, so this is the perfect time for me to chime in. I'm Sarah Davis. My pronouns are she and her. I'm with New Homes and Ideas magazine and also New Home Guide magazine. I'm the editor. I do a little bit of everything there. I don't really have a specific book or podcast that I'm reading right now. I appreciate all these good ideas I've been jotting down. I would say for me, yeah, a little bit of what several of you said. Walking in the woods, yoga. I do a little bit of prayer and yoga every morning. Pets are awesome. Wine, liquor, also awesome. In moderation, of course. And always try to, find something funny to laugh at every day. That's one of the biggest things. Just try to find some fun in all the craziness of our world and have a laugh every day. So I also majored in psychology in college. I think I did do this assessment at one point, but it's been so long, I don't honestly remember. So I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Do we get I feel like we might be missing. Yeah, I was going to say, yep, go for it.
Nice to meet you, Cara. Hi, Nora. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry, I was driving and was just trying to get the connection very well. My name is Gio. I jumped in this organization because of Hope Renovations and Nora. Actually, I am so grateful to be here and learn more about this amazing industry for everybody, actually, not only for women, but more for women, I would say. And I have experience in a lot of things, but what I really love to do is to create things and to do construction and to do designs, and that's my feeling because I grew up in there from my country. And when I moved here, I didn't do anything like that. I started over and went to a different kind of area, a retail area, most away. And then after 3 kids, I decided to come back what I really like. So I jump again in the construction, and it's something that I really like it. And I don't have too much experience like all of you are there has, for sure. I am gonna start my own business as soon as I can get more expertise. Well, it's a long story. And one of the things that I really like to do, like everyone was saying, oh my gosh, I can say that. Okay, why? Why? Animals, the same. I am very versatile person, so I can do everything and everywhere with everyone. And that's my big exchange probably. That's my how I am. Thank you so much. I don't know anything about the strange thing that you were mentioned that. I am just wanted to learn everything.
Excellent, excellent. Well, so excited that you're here with us. Awesome. All right, friends, way to get to know each other. And one of my top themes, we'll learn that it is actually a potential strength. The report actually offers you up your top themes that could become strengths if you channel your energy that way. So that's your first little bit there. But one of my top is relator. So those moments of networking, it fills my cup so much. So it's awesome to get to know y'all and all that good stuff. All right, so let's dive into what is Clifton's strengths. Don Clifton asked this revolutionary question. He said, what will happen when we think about what is right with people rather than fixing on what is wrong with them? And this was at a time that all of psychology was focused on fixing. So he really was revolutionary in this, in his thought process. This is based off of 50 years of research and still going. It helps identify themes, like I said, of innate and natural talents that are as unique to you as your own thumbprint, okay? So these are those moments of, it just feels like you're breathing, like it's just a part of you. And it's often, you don't even know that you have those, right? Because it's just who you are, quote unquote, right? Until somebody's like, wow, that was really cool how you did that. That's, and you're looking at it like, did what? It's just who I am, what I do. A key piece that we want to make sure is clear right from the start, right from the get, is that this tool is meant for development, not diagnosis. And that it's helpful to inform decisions about how to offer up, or divide and conquer at work, and who would be a better fit for this versus that. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and we are all dynamic, and we all, the tool doesn't speak for us, we speak for ourselves. So I want to make sure that that part is very clear as we dive into this. So as I mentioned, what this tool identifies are your talents. Like Nora was saying, like it's really powerful to have an entire experience about talking about how awesome you are and the brilliance that you bring. Just taking the assessment and reading the reports. Research has shown, and this is all out of Gallup. Gallup's research has shown that self-confidence just naturally increases because you're reading about how awesome you are. So it makes sense. Talents, Clifton identified and defined as naturally recurring patterns of thought, feeling, or behavior. Okay, so, and as already stated, that they're innate natural abilities you can productively apply. So that's already a part of you. Then it's, do you have the opportunities to invest time and develop your skills and build the knowledge base so that then those talents become strengths in time? And Gallup defines strength as the ability to consistently provide near perfect performance. So especially the friends who have already taken the assessment, but for anybody else, as I say this, is there anything striking a chord with you where you're remembering a moment like, yeah, I remember when I did this thing and somebody noted it and I was so confused because it's just who I am, what I do. I'm wondering if you're up for sharing that, and of course challenge by choice, but if you'd like to share with the group, that'd be cool.
I'll share one.
Okay.
So Kara's heard me say this before. I had gotten feedback from my ex-husband that I was bossy. And when I did Clifton's Strengths, one of my top strengths is the strategic strength, and I'm a strategic thinker, so I think quickly on my feet. I come up with solutions quickly. And if you live with somebody who does that, and maybe it comes across as bossy, and it was just a nice spin on, it was a positive spin on something that I'd gotten sort of negative feedback for, and it helps me appreciate that strength in my work.
Thank you. Thank you for your bravery. Appreciate you. Does anybody else have something that's rising to the surface that they would like to share? I'm a big fan of the awkward wait time. So that's the beauty of being an educator.
I'll go. I've got
thank you.
My husband's and a couple people have said, it feels really weird to say that. Like, people tell me I'm good at this. My husband's always saying, I don't know how you think so far ahead and how you think for other people, which is like a strength in a sense. It's exhausting, but like that empath of really processing what people are actually feeling, not just what they're saying, is something that people kind of note.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend it, but.
Absolutely. And you know, it's pretty powerful, y'all offering up your experiences of your personal life. And I have found a similar, I've seen similar experiences as well. I've been a part of those experiences as well with colleagues who, when we're going to talk about StrengthsFinder, often a big chunk of our conversation isn't necessarily like, hey, I see that's how you do that at work. It's so much more of a self-grace moment of like, oh my goodness, this comes up at our house all the time, and it's offering me language about, you know, like, this is why I do X, Y, and Z. And so, you know, like, my husband's never understood that, or, you know, whatever the situation is. So it's interesting how through this process, it's self-grace for, you know, that deeper self-awareness as the start of it, really. And then it's cool how you turn it over to the office and who you're surrounded by in your teams, and like, oh, that's how that could improve, and that's how that can improve, and it just totally turns everything on its head. So thank you all for your bravery. I appreciate your participation. You are awesome. All right, so the long-term impact. Gallup research finds that people who know and use their Clifton strengths are, and it's kind of a no-brainer, right? But it's important to have the research behind it, that they're 6 times more engaged in their jobs. They are 6 times more productive in their role, and they're 3 times as likely to report having an excellent quality of life. They're just happier and healthier. So, and I love that during our intros, there's a theme of everybody's just doing their best to have that healthy balance in their life. Make sure that self-care is paramount so that you can be strong, right? You're able to pour value into others because you're pouring value in that recharge time for yourself. And that's another piece I love about Clifton Strengths, is that, you know, when you are able to operate and perform from a place where you feel like, yes, I've got this. Like, you just want to crush it because you're so excited to dive into it. What an awesome feeling. And to create a team that's your culture. That's your day in, day out. It's not just a special day that's like a one-off. Like, whoa, that was really cool. I was able to do what I love. You know, it offers up the opportunity to really carry that out day in and day out. All right, switching gears, we always want to honor weakness. So weakness, Gallup defines as anything that gets in the way of success. Weaknesses can be lesser talents. So when you get your report, you'll see, especially the 34, there's 34 themes. And so it rates all the way down from 1 to 34, like your top strengths, all the way down to lesser themes. And after about 10 to 12, your 10 or 12 themes, so starting about 13, it's like writing with your non-dominant hand. And then you get down to your 30 to 34 themes, in the report, and that's like writing with your feet. So to give you that that metaphor and that analogy. So, but weaknesses can be lesser talents, but weaknesses can also be dominant talents. It all comes down to how you invest in and apply each of your talents productively. And just to offer up an example from mine, so a ranger is, or achiever actually, a ranger and achiever are both in my top 5, but my achiever becomes a weakness for me because the achiever, a big part of that theme, a lot of the behaviors, one of our downsides is sometimes we choose work over people. And so the achiever in me definitely gets in the way of my relationships at times because I'm like, oh, I got to do this thing. And I become so tunnel visioned on it that it impacts negatively other pieces that are really important in my world. So yeah, important to keep that in mind as you move through your Clifton Strengths journey. All right, team, awesome. When I shared these slides with Selena, I think last week, and she's like, oh, I love slide 7, and that's where we are. So here you go, Selena. It's true, the workforce is changing. And actually, I really appreciated during your intros, here's a detailed little nugget stat that I haven't shared yet, but some of you all modeled it, that 1 in 4 undergrads are completing the Clifton Strengths Assessment during their time in school now. So it is, as you continue to hire, it is a language that won't be foreign to many of your potential employees. But with that, want to acknowledge that the workforce is changing, right? We're going from when to earn a paycheck, having a boss, talking about our weaknesses at an annual review, and switching that, again, the culture to wanting to have a place of purpose, right? We want more of a coach than a boss. And we want to talk about what we do well, what we bring, what we're crushing, right? Like just really energized about what we're bringing to the table and value that we're adding to our whole team on an ongoing basis, not a, hey, here's your one time to talk about what's awesome about you and then move on throughout the rest of the year, okay? And then my friends have noted that they've already been a part of some of what Tutin Leadership Coaching offers up, but want to have a moment for them, Nora and Jenny, if you want to speak, here are your, what you've said and really appreciate those pieces, but also wanted to offer y'all an opportunity amongst your peers if you want to speak to the impact that this work has had on you.
I'll speak up, Kara. I think, and we talk about this in our program at Hope Renovations with our trainees. I think particularly for women, there's not a lot of encouragement in our lives and in our careers to talk about our strengths. It's usually, we are put in situations and we're kind of taught that, that's bragging or that's, being egotistical to talk about what you're good at and to be able to articulate what you're good at and to be able to use your strengths in your career. And, I think that going through something like this and going through coaching with someone like Kara and what she's doing is really valuable for women in particular, because we need to be empowered to be able to come to the table and say, this is what I'm good at. This is an innate talent for me, and this is what I bring to the table, and this is why I'm a badass. And having the opportunity to just be able to articulate that is something that, particularly as women, I think we need. And you didn't mention it so far, Kara, but I think to just thinking about how unique your strengths are to yourself, I think that the top 5, to have them in the top 5 strengths through Clifton Strengths, and to have the particular order of what your top 5 are, the chances of you finding someone else having those top 5 in that order is something like 1 in 30 million.
It's actually 1 in 33 million, almost 34, but they say 33 million just to stay safe. Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's really powerful to know that your particular top 5 strengths in that order, you're that unique, and what you bring to the table is that unique. So, you know, I think hearing that message more, particularly as women, is really impactful.
Yeah, thank you, Nora, for that important detail. And what's really fascinating, I actually work on a larger team right now, where we do have 2 people with the exact same order, same line, and it's really fascinating to hear how it presents differently for each, right? So again, we're all humans, and yes, we could have the same top 5, but they are completely different on how they use their top 5 strengths. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I was definitely nerding out in that moment. I was like, oh, yeah, this never happens. This is so cool. So, awesome. Thank you, Nora. Jenny, did you want to offer up anything, or?
I'll just say that, you know, it's similar to what I said before, but I think when I think about what it was like to work with our team and have everybody go through this exercise, the thing that was kind of cool about it was it's not often in the workplace, unless I take time to do evaluations with our team, to really talk about what strengths and weaknesses you have and how we can lean more into the strengths and have them shift their what they're doing on the team towards what they're good at, and reallocate to other people the things that they're not as good at, to people who have those strengths. It kind of freed everybody up to talk about, you know what, that does line up with something that I actually have to do for work all the time, and I don't really like it, and it makes sense I don't like it because it doesn't go with what's on my strengths list. So it was sort of a positive way to admit some of the things that we're not good at, and then figure out how to change it up.
Love it. And then, may I assume, makes y'all even more efficient.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you. Okay, well, let's bring this around, my friends. We're gonna take a little bit of time to set up a breakout room. So I'm gonna stop sharing. I just always have loved this John Dewey quote, where he's offering out that we don't necessarily learn from the experience, we learn from reflecting on the experience. And we have 10 minutes. So we're going to do, I was thinking 5 minutes. Celine, are you good with that? 5 minutes? And then we'll wrap this puppy up. Okay, I've got one more slide, friends. So let me, and how many friends? We got 18. So I do 4 rooms. So for friends who have yet to experience a breakout room, you'll get a notice where it says, hey, you're gonna get teleported basically. And then you'll have a minute, so 5 minutes. So we'll come back together at 55 and, well, now 56. And it'll just be like a little timer, and you can choose to come back anywhere in that window, okay? All right, my friends, enjoy your time. We'll see you. Hey, friends. Welcome back. Apologies for the confusion.
It was a great catch-up session, and it was good.
Good. Right on. I'm glad it's still added value to your world. Yes, awesome. Yeah, no, it was just more like, hey, what are you taking away from everything that we learned today, and that type of stuff. So on that note, if you feel like your team, like this would be a good fit, and you wish that your colleagues had the opportunity to be a part of this today, we can definitely set up a lunch and learn, or any other pieces that fit for your puzzle. We're here for you. So excellent.
Yeah, this is great, Kara. Thank you so much. And, within my breakout room, Courtney was talking about, so some of us has not taken this assessment before and we're not familiar with it. So I think there is definitely some interest in, learning more about it and just seeing what it's all about.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, friends. Let's stop share. It's been a true honor to be with y'all, and I look forward to continuing to connect in the future. Let me go ahead and make sure that everybody's got that form. Again, if you are feeling so inclined, we'd love to chat with you. Just go ahead and fill out that form real quick, and I'll be sure to follow up with you in the next couple days for sure.
And I'm sorry, I don't know if I missed it, but are we able to take this test through you? Is that an option?
Right, you can do it independently. You can also purchase the awesome book, and there will always be an assessment code. So that's a fun little detail. If you purchase it and the assessment code is open like this, don't buy it. Don't buy it because it's been used. So make sure that the code is all tapped in, and then you go ahead and take the assessment, and then we can continue the conversation for sure.
So your role would be more of like after we've taken the test then?
Right. So I'm a Gallup certified coach, international Gallup certified coach. And so I would coach you through the process, your team, if it's just your leadership team, individual. Yes, my apologies on that minor detail. So.
And folks, just if I could chime in, just having gone through it, doing the assessment is cool and getting that information is cool, but you need to follow up with somebody who knows how to help you figure out a functional plan to be able to use it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and Gallup, we're finishing up creating my final credentials. That's why I don't have the fancy Gallup icon next to my name yet, but by the time we talk, I'll be in there like Ragu. So yeah, I'd be excited to work with you for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much. And everybody will get a, who you met today, along with the resources that Kara has provided. So you'll have her email address, of course, her website. So feel free to reach out independently or just contact me and we'll get you guys connected. Again, thank you, Kara. Very good information. And then just again, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. And I can't wait to see each of you February 4th. Share the love. Share the love, high performance and the PWB joint meeting. So we'll see you guys on the 4th.
Thanks,
Appreciate
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting this together.